I am Sameera. I am the eldest of my family. My mother is a pharmacist. My father works in an insurance company. I have a sister who is a pharmacist. I have a brother who is an architect. I have a husband who is an IT engineer. I have 3 kids. The eldest is in school certificate. She's doing her school certificate. The second one is in grade 8, which means Form 2. And the last one is a son of 8, who is still in the primary school. So today I'm going to talk to you about the journey of a daughter, which is me, a mother, me, a woman in business, me. So the story is about my story. I don't know how many of you here will find your story in what I'm going to say. I'm sure some of you will find the same stories or same incidents that happen, you can have the ups and downs. I was at the age of 8 when I first get inspired by my grandfather. He had a hardware store, and I know that every day when I go to school, I pass by the hardware store. I look at him, how he was talking to clients, how he was handling the cashier, how he was lifting those cements, those heavy iron bars. Then it came to my mind that I would like to have my own business. But at that time, I didn't know that I would have so many difficulties, so many challenges to have my own business. So I had my school, primary, secondary, finished my higher school certificate in 1999. Like every young girl, I suppose, they would like to have fun during their holidays. But I was very different. I wanted to work. I wanted to work to earn my pocket money. I told my dad, I want to work. I want to earn my pocket money. He told me, yes, please go ahead. I was surprised because I thought he would tell me, no, you've been studying a lot, you had your exam, you can now sit at home and relax, enjoy your holiday. He said, no, if you want to go, then go. The next week, I remember it was in November, the next week he told me, okay, I find someone for you who want to offer you a job as part-time. And the job was a sales girl. I see a sales girl. I said, okay, give it a try. That was my challenge. As a girl, I didn't know that working as a sales girl would have been very difficult. Because where I was working was a company named Manju Enterprise. I don't know if some of you know the company. At that time, they had big rugs, they had big curtains, they have pillows, all this stuff for a home interior decoration. I was in Catrobone. I started to work there from 9 to 7 p.m. Non-stop, Monday to Sunday. First week was very difficult because it's difficult to, handle that time, so much time. We are not used to work all this time, especially at that time when I was, I think, 17 or 18. I can't remember the age. So I had to, as a sales girl, I had to clean the shop. You should know how to clean. You should know how to talk to people. And in that time, you had mostly boys around us. You had the girls, but you have most of them were boys. I had a good experience that I had the support of them. But some of them, some of the boys would look at you at a different eyes. But I say that was experience. I had to adapt myself to the situation. I had to be patient. And then after December, in January, I was waiting for my result, my HSC result. The company where I was working offered me a promotion, if you can say. He told me, Sameera, would you mind join us in our head office in Port Louis to be in receptionist post to learn how to do admin work? I say yes. I didn't stop. I say yes, I would like to join. So that was another experience for me as an administrative assistant, as a receptionist, as how to handle their account, and how to handle their import and export at that time. So I need to learn all those HS codes that you need to give to the MRA, to the import and export department. So all this was new for me. You can imagine at the age of 18, you have to learn all this. And all what I've been learning from the sales girls until now, I will tell you, I haven't learned anything about this in my university. I'm talking only about experiences that help you in your life later on. So when I received my result in February, I had to choose for a career, whether I continue to work with the company or I have to go to the university. And I had a background, not IT at that time. I had a background of food science. So I've been doing biology, I've been doing maths, I've been doing food science. So I have nothing to do with computer, nothing to do with IT. When the result came, when you apply for university, the most common at that time was IT, information technology, computer science, networking. I say, where's the food? I wanted to go into the food. I wanted to be a nutritionist, actually. So I end up to be in the IT department. See, let's try. Apply for the university. Apply for the University of Mauritius. I didn't get a seat. I applied in university in South Africa. I didn't get a seat. I applied in the university in Malaysia. I got a seat. And the seat that I've got was a degree in computer science. I say, oh, computer science? I say, but I don't know computer. At that time, say computer, so you need to have the knowledge of computer to do computer science. But I was wrong. You don't need to have that knowledge of computer to be a computer engineer or computer science. So I applied for that. I got the computer science. I went for Malaysia, studied there for 3 years. Being there, I didn't forget that I had a vision, I had a goal. That is, I wanted to have my own business. I want to earn for myself. I want to work for myself. I was there, and I was having a part-time job. What was that? I was teaching my roommates, my friends there, how to speak and write French. Because in Malaysia, they don't know how to write and speak French. So I was giving lecture in French there as a part-time job. I was earning money, and this I've used the money to pay my, during my holiday, I didn't come back home because at that time our parents don't have that much of money to make you travel to each semester break. So we had to stay there, and I've used that money, that pocket money, to pay my holiday there. So I've been traveling all over Malaysia, so I know every corner over there, and I even know the language, so I can speak Malay very fluently now. So after my studies, I came back. It was in 2003. I came back, I say, what am I going to do now? Stay at home, start my business, work. You know, like every parent, the parents will say, no, you know, Sameera, you have to work. You need to earn your money. You need to have a salary. I say, okay. I went to my previous boss, the Manju Enterprise. I went there, I thanked them because I didn't have time to thank them when I left for my university. I thanked them for giving me the opportunity to work for them. And to my surprise, The director told me, we are in an implementing phase. That is, we are going to move all their manual system to the IT system. Would you like to join us for this project? But he told me, your salary, I can't give you a big salary. I say, I don't mind. As far as I get the experiences, that's enough for me. I was appointed as an IT officer. It was in October 2003. And in less than 4 months, I was appointed as an IT manager. And I was 25, I think, at the time. 25 or 24. So, like I said yesterday in my panel, working in an IT environment with men around you is not very easy. But if you have your vision, you have your goal, you know what you are good at, you shouldn't be afraid. I've accepted to take the challenges, to take the job, to move on with the projects. So we've implemented their IT system in one shop, and then we've done it for the rest of the shop. And in the same year, it was, I think, in 2004 to 2005, I was to get married. Parents tell you it's time to get married. So, okay, get married, continue with your job. Now you need to handle your married life with your work life, which was not very easy. Not for me, it wasn't easy because I didn't get the support that I was wanted to get from my in-laws for me, for the work. So I had to cope with all the pressures at work and the pressure at home as well. But, like I say, if you know where you are going, you'll find everything easy in front of you. So that was the case for me. I find it easy to handle the home, to handle the work. I had my baby, my first baby, and she was only 7 months when the boss of the company told me, Sameera, we have a big project coming in. And that project was the opening of one-stop shop at the time called Daiso. And he wanted me to be on the project. I said, yes, I can. So what would be the duties? Do I need to drop the IT manager and join this project? He said, no, you need to handle both. Need to handle both. Okay. That was very tough. I will tell you, that was very tough. I didn't sleep. I had a baby of 7 months to work on the projects, look at the house, look at the work. It was a very big project. We've been working late. I remember for 4 months, at least 4 months, I was returning home almost 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. During that project phase, the Daiso project phase, I had to leave my baby of 8 months old, to go for an intensive training in Singapore, because we need to learn how Daiso actually is a franchise. It's a franchise company. So we have branch in Japan, in Singapore, and they wanted to have it here in Mauritius. So I had to go to Singapore for a training. The boss told me the training would last for 1.5 months. So I need to leave my baby and go there for the training. I said, okay, that's part of life. I'll do it. I leave my baby here. I went there for a training. And believe me, working with foreigners and working with Mauritian people here, it's very different. It's like north and south. So, instead of 1.5 months, It's been 3 months I was there in Singapore. In Singapore, the job was firstly to clean the shop. That was not very difficult because I was doing, as a sales girl, I cleaning the shop, so I know what it was. Secondly, I was a mother at that time that had to be going to be in a container, lifting big boxes, racks, know how to mount those racks, how to display products, how to handle your stuff. All these we had to learn there. And we had to handle staff of about 20 to 25 for one shift. You have 2 shifts, so it's 50 staffs that you have to handle at that time. Came back after the training. We opened the shop, very successful. Again, we were working on a shift system here as well. So you have the morning shift and the afternoon shift. But unfortunately for me, there was no shift. I was working from the morning shift to the afternoon shift, even after. So when you close the shop, everything is done, your cash is balanced, everything. Then you had to go back home. And most often, I reached home 1 to 2 a.m. That was the most difficult moment that I had when I was working. It happened that during that period where I was working at Daiso, I had a second baby, but I lose the baby. I was, I think, 3.5 months pregnant, so I lose the baby because of the pressure and the stress that I was having at work. So I took a decision at the time that I had to stop working. I need to look after myself. My first child was looking for her mother, so I need to be here as a support for her. So I stopped working and look after my child. After 4 months, I stayed at home. I was like, I can't stay at home because I was always on moving. So I said, no, I want to do something. I want to work again. I want to be in the working world. I said I would apply for another job. And at that time, I remember it was very difficult to get a job. I applied for a job, and I got a job. Can you imagine? I was an IT manager. I was the manager of a shop at the same time. When I applied for a new job, I got a job as an administrative assistant. So you can see me going down again. So I need to go down again, climb the ladder to come up. So it wasn't easy. I didn't reject the offer. I accept the offer. Why? Because the company that offered me that job was a food industry company. And food science was my favorite subject. I said, okay, I've enjoyed my IT career with those IT manager and then the shop assistant. Now I'll enjoy my food industry. I wanted to be in the food industry. And that company name is Bourbon Vanilla. It is a sub-company of Taylor Smith Group. And I was very happy where I was because it's a different line of sector that I was learning. I've been seeing life of a shop, life of an office like an IT, hardware, software. Now it's a different career. You need to learn how to process the vanilla. You need to do all the administrative part for the filing, reception, incoming calls. I had to follow courses of, I don't know if some of you know the HACCP course. There's some criteria that you need to respect when you handle food. So I had to learn all these. And this also wasn't easy. I worked there for 2.5 years. I delivered my second baby. And I didn't get someone to look after the baby when I deliver the baby. So during my maternity leave, I was still in the 2 months, I've written to the director asking for an extension in my maternity leave without pay. 2 days later, I receive a letter say, we cannot accept your maternity leave, your extension, because it's not in our company policy. So, I say, okay. I've been talking to my parents, talked to my husband. I say, you know, I'm fed up working for people. Really fed up. The week after, I wrote my resignation letter. Sent it to the office. The day after, the letter was accepted. I said, fine. So now as a mother, I had the responsibility of raising my child, be there for their studies, be there for their education. So I say I can handle that now. I did it for, I think, 1, 2, 3 months, and then I say, again, I can't stay at home. I've been there in the morning, look after the kids, prepare the food, drop them at school, did the household, cleaning everything, and then arriving at noon or 1 in the afternoon, I say, what will I do with the rest of the day? Sit at home? What will I do? So I say, no, I need to do something. So then I said, I want to start my business now. How do I start my business? It's not like you say, okay, I'll go for a shop, I'll go for a catering business. No. What I did at that time is that I take a piece of paper. I've wrote what I'm good at and what I'm bad at. And what I was good at was doing training, talking to people. I know how to sell my products. So I say, okay, so I need to go into training, lecture, I don't know. Get a part-time job at lecture university. Then I say, I'm going to work for people again, get the same trouble, work there for months, and then they're going to say, okay, you need to stop working or whatever. I say, no, I need to start something for me. So my husband told me at that time, you had an IT degree, so why don't you use that degree with your knowledge? That is, start giving lecture in IT, training in IT. I remember I started my business with 0 income at bank. I had 0 income in my bank because I haven't been working for so long. I've used almost all my savings to look after the kids for the home. So how will I start my business? I had 0 income. So I decided to start the business at home with whatever computer that I had. I borrowed 1 PC, I remember, from my cousin. I took one laptop from my brother. I say, okay, I need to use your laptop. So I started giving IT tuition to kids at the age of 8. They were in their December holiday. So I gave them training in IT. Training in IT means I show them how to use Word, Excel, Paint. At that time, Paint was very popular for the kids, know how to paint, how to draw, etc. So this is what I've been doing during when I start my business. So with that income that I got from those students that paid me, this is from that income that I started my business. So it was 8 years back that I started my business, and this year is going to be the 8th year. During that 8th year, I'm going to talk about as a woman now in business. Don't think that when you start your business, you're going to have millions in your accounts the next month for the next 2 months that you start working for you. It took me 3 years to start seeing a profit. Seeing a profit. I'm not saying seeing millions, I'm saying profits in the company. There were months that I didn't get my salary. But the most important that you should learn from this journey was you need to know that respect is more important than money. Money is here. You're going to lose it after. You're going to spend it. But your respect that you need to gain in your business as a woman, as a girl, is very important. And this is what I've been doing. Get the respect of my customers. And most of my students that came for classes with me until now, during the holidays, I haven't stopped that session. So every holidays, for the first term, the second term, the third term, we have special classes for students. So every holiday I have students from the age of 8 to 11 that are here for their courses. And you'll get the same student that followed the first level of, basic level of Word, Excel. They will say, Madam, can I have the second level as well? So they'll come for the next holiday. So if you are not very good at your subject or the way that you teach people, I don't think you would have the same people say, can I come for the next session? So this was the IT sector. Then, by reading, by seeing other people, I say, this is not the only thing that you have in IT. You have the hardware, you have the software. So I had to learn hardware. I had to learn networking so that I could train other staff, so that I could train other students. So that was a bit of my career as the struggle that I had from daughter. So I know I have only, I think, 20 minutes to talk, but it's not enough to talk about what I've been going through the whole career. For the past 8 years, I've been working very hard, and that helps me in growing myself in terms of personality, in terms of courage. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the courage to speak in front of an audience now. I can tell you, if you tell me now, Sameera, can you help me in cleaning that? Can you help me in clipping the cable? Just repair a cable for us. Just do a formatting of a computer. I will say yes. It's not because you are the top of the company. You are the CEO of your company. You are the director of the company that you cannot go down and help other people. You should always help the other, because you shouldn't forget that someday you were like them. You shouldn't forget that. And believe me, if you people out here want to go in the working sector, working field, and you want to reach very high, know that you need to go through all these steps. This is something that you need to have in your mind. That's why I say, yesterday I think I said it in my panel, it's not only lectures that you have on the slides that you get on the university. You need to have your hands-on practice. Your practical session is very important. Now when I am the boss of my company, I can say that, yes, what I've been learning as a sales girl in 1999 until now, that's helping me a lot. Why? Because I can have a discipline in my work. I can have my planning. I know how to handle the life a businesswoman, a mother. I'm still a daughter, so I can still handle this life, the free. Whereas some of you now, young people out here, they say, you're done. You cannot, when you go for a job, the first thing that you would ask is a big salary. I need to have a big salary. I need to have a car. I need to have a laptop. If you don't prove yourself, do you think the boss will give you all this? What is written in your CV may not reflect you. Anyone can write a CV. Anyone can write a CV with, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. but do you reflect what you have in your CV? Very few can do that. And the last word that I have here, as a woman, I would say, you should be very strong. You should be very strong. And yesterday I talked about honest. If you are never honest in your life, you are not honest in your life, you will never achieve. For the past 8 years now, that men introduced me that I am among the top 25 most influential women in Mauritius. I am also the most influential woman in Africa. So I've been winning awards for the past 3 years. But for me, the awards doesn't count because I wanted to be a role model for young people. I wanted to be a role model for women. And I will say again, my career doesn't stop here. I need to learn more. I came here, I've been learning so many things. Maybe I've known that before, but I forgot it. But I've been learning new things that I know I have to implement in my work, in my job, in my life. So I will end my slide with something. For me, I've seen me like this, like the cat. And today, I'm down here. That's my reflection. So what matters most is how you see yourself. How do you see you? Do you see yourself like the cat or the tiger? For me, I still see me like the cat, though I am like the tiger. Because I need to learn more. I have more to learn. The career doesn't stop here. Thank you.